You know that feeling, right? That little voice in the back of your head that's always there, always nagging, always telling you that you should be doing more.
Let's just be real for a second. You have a problem, don't you? You can feel it deep down, even when everything on the outside looks, well, perfect.
Because from the outside, you've got it all together. You're the definition of success. You're the person everyone calls the fixer, right? The one who can handle anything.
And you get things done. You are so productive. Your to-do lists, they're probably a work of art. You make things happen, period. But here's the thing. That moment you work so hard for, that little window of time when you can finally rest.
Yeah, it doesn't feel peaceful, does it? It feels like an itch you can't scratch. This wave of guilt just washes over you, and that voice is back, whispering, you should be doing something, anything productive. The truth is, you're not just hardworking, you're running from something.
So, we've all heard the label Type A personality. But what if I told you there's a much older and honestly a more insightful way to look at this? It's not about being Type A, it's about being Wood. And you might be thinking, what's the big difference? Well, Type A feels kind of clinical, like a diagnosis, doesn't it? It's all about being competitive, impatient, stressed out. But the Wood element, oh, that's something different. That speaks to the power inside you, that unstoppable natural force. It's about having vision, about growth, not just about being anxious all the time. See, in ancient Chinese philosophy, the Wood element isn't just a block of wood. No, it's the incredible, explosive energy of spring, when everything comes back to life. It's that unstoppable power of a tiny sprout pushing its way through concrete. It's the brilliant, forward-thinking vision of a general on a battlefield. And that's you. But here's the deal. With any great power, there's always a flip side. There's the incredible strength, and then there's the pain that it can cause, the part that's hidden from view. First, let's just acknowledge your superpower, because it is amazing. Seriously, your mind sees things others don't. You see the future, you see the path, while everyone else is still trying to find the map. You have this constant, burning desire to grow, to expand, to build, to conquer. And that right there is the secret to your success. But remember that flip side, the dark side of Wood, is something called wind. And think about it. What does the wind do? It just never stops. It's always moving. It's relentless. Sound familiar at all? Because buried deep down in your subconscious, there's this core belief, and it's stuck in there like a splinter. It's a simple, brutal idea. When a tree stops growing, it dies. And so a part of you truly believes that if you stop growing, if you stop being productive for even a second, then you're worthless.
Wow, that changes things, doesn't it? Suddenly your ambition isn't just a healthy drive to succeed, it's a survival mechanism. You're trying to grow fast enough to literally escape your own shadow, to get away from that terrible feeling of not being enough.
So what is that shadow? What are you actually running from? What's really at the heart of this constant, relentless need to do?
Well, going back to traditional Chinese medicine, every element is tied to a specific organ and a specific emotion. And for the Wood element, that organ is the liver, and the emotion is anger. Now hold on. When I say anger, you're probably thinking of yelling, or rage, or losing your temper. But for a Wood personality, it's usually not like that at all. It's much more subtle. It's that constant, simmering frustration under the surface. It's the way you clench your jaw without even realizing it. And you know what it is? It's that flash of judgment you feel when you see someone else just relaxing, and your first thought is, lazy.
And that's the real tragedy here. You spend your whole life building this incredible kingdom for yourself, right? A kingdom of success. But you're so busy building the walls higher and higher, defending it from every possible threat, that you never actually let yourself go inside and live in the amazing castle you've created. So, okay, we've laid it all out, and I just have one last question for you, a really honest one, and I want you to just take a second and really think about it.
So, my Wood friend, just for a moment, take a deep breath. Let those walls you've built come down. Just for a second.
Let's say you did it. You finished everything. The to-do list is finally, completely empty. You've reached that perfect, flawless version of yourself that you're always chasing. After all of that,
Would you finally allow yourself to be loved?